She talks. She listens. She cares. She's Joyce Oglesby. In today's ever-changing world, Joyce takes on the hottest issues. She fights for what's right in America.
I wanna leave a legacy. How will they remember me?
Just Ask Joyce is brought to you by Guaranteed Total Construction, Window World, Nan's and Crafts Florists, Squire Boone Caverns, and About Face Spa and Salon. Now, just ask Joyce.
And leave that kind of legacy.
And welcome to Just Ask Joyce. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am your Family Life Fix-It Pro, getting you fit for life and love every day God's way. Today is going to be an exciting show again. We're going to be talking about building and designing. And you know what? Every family goes through this idea of wanting to build or remodel, restore a home. If you haven't, I'm sure that you've dreamed about it. But if you're dreaming, we've got the perfect plan for you today. You know, I like to give you plans, and that's what we're going to do today. Also, we have an email about, is he a controlling husband or not? We'll talk about that in our Q&A Window World email section, so make sure that you stick around. But without further ado, I want to go straight to my special guest, Gary Green. You've been hearing the commercials, Guaranteed Total Construction, and I am so pleased that he came. I had to twist his arm a little bit because he's a busy, busy man. But I also brought someone that I introduced Gary to, actually, and that is Bob Linnert of Better by Design. Now, Bob Linnert I've known for quite some time as well. Both of these guys are homegrown boys, and I'm telling you, that's important. Isn't it to you? I like buying in the USA. I like buying USA-made products, and I like using hometown guys because you know what? You're going to be held accountable by your hometown folks. But welcome, Gary. Welcome, Bob, to the show. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so let's just dig in because we've got a lot to cover in a little bit of time. But Gary, Guaranteed Total Construction, your name alone tells me that you stand behind your product.
Yes, and that's what, we pride ourselves in that. Just taking care of homeowners who've worked so hard to save their money and have a dream and a vision, and we want to just take care of them totally.
Well, I'll just tell you now that you've been sponsoring me for quite some time now, and I love it, and so has Bob. But I just want to tell you that I've gotten testimonials from people. Now that to me says, because people know that I'm not going to put out a sponsor out there that I don't believe in. People have known that about me for years with Just Ask Joyce, and I'm just not going to do that. And so it just swells my heart to no degree. You cannot imagine how it bursts with pride, because I've gotten several testimonials from people saying, you know, I heard about Gary on your show, and I'm telling you, it was flawless, seamless. And the simple thing I've ever done in my life was to have Gary come out and his team remodel or redo my roof. And you do lots. Now tell us some of the things that you do.
Interior, exterior, so we'll do roofs, windows, gutters, siding. We'll go inside. Bathrooms are our specialty, but tile work, flooring, painting. I have a plumber and electrician that work with me, and HVAC. So we try to make it so the homeowner can just tell us what they want to have done, and we take it and run with it, meet with them constantly, and they can trust that it's being done effectively.
One thing I really appreciated about some of the feedback that I got was that you stood by your word. Mm-hmm. You know, I know that it's hard to stay on deadlines, especially with the weather and things like that sometimes, but they're like, you know what, they met the deadline. Mm-hmm. When they told me something, I knew they were going to come through. That is just unbelievable. Now, because of my connection with you, my connection with Bob, I kind of introduced the two of you. Yep. But what's so cool now, guys, you have to understand this. They just met for the first time today, but you've been working together for months. Yes. And I just love that because, Bob, you're on this side of the river. You're on the Indiana side. Gary's in Louisville. But you service Louisville, the Kentuckiana area. How do you do that with your Better by Design? Now you're the one that builds the plan. You give people plans. Yeah. So what they do is they come in and they bring you their handful of dreams on napkins or whatever you've said.
Any form that you want to bring it to us. It can be pictures that you've cut out of magazines, off the internet, things you've sketched up yourself. pictures of your friends' homes, and we try to take all of those features and put them together into one plan for you. So it's truly a custom home for you.
And we're looking at some of the truly custom designs that you have come up with. But when you and Gary started working together, I guess technology has made that easier than ever before, has it not?
Yes, it has. As a matter of fact, we not only serve the 3 or 4 counties around us here in southern Indiana and across the river in Louisville area, but we have builders that we have dealt with for years in Indianapolis, Seymour, Columbus, Indiana, and have never met them even once.
That is so cool, you know, but they trust you. I mean, you've got hundreds of builders that deal with you, and they're repeat customers. Now, to me,
That's right.
a repeat customer tells me that, you know what, I trust this man's design. It's never failed me. I can go by his plans and build a flawless home, something that my customer is going to be proud of. And Gary, I guess that, you know, he's proven true for you.
Yes, for sure. All the homeowners have been happy. My crew's been happy. It's all about relationships.
Good to hear.
It is. You know, just not just the relationship between you guys, but it really starts with that customer, and that customer relationship is so important. Now, Gary, I want to go back to you for a second, because I just have to ask. I know you do remodeling and all. Do you do ground up? Do you do the total construction, like your name says?
Right now, we're building a 24 by 34 garage. We poured the driveway, the slab, framed it, and put the siding and the doors, and we've done interior additions to homes.
That's
so it's, if we're not comfortable doing something, we'll tell the homeowner, we'll talk through them, and if there's someone else, if there's something else that we can't get into an area, I know enough people just like you do as well, and we can refer someone that has a great reputation as well.
What I also have enjoyed hearing from folks, Gary, is that your bids are so reasonable.
Yes.
That's important, because you know, when we're starting to build a home, I mean, budget's very important. Right. You want to stay within that budget, but man, if you can come under bid, and then you can kind of add an amenity to your home that you hadn't planned on because you've come under budget or something, that's really, really important. So you're very competitive, I hear. And Bob, I've heard the same about you.
Well, that's good to know. We think we are. We have rates that are very affordable for any size home, and it actually goes by the size of the home, the square footage, is how we determine our price for the plan.
That's so cool. Now, I've been to your office, and I've seen your people, and I think that you even sent some staff pictures. There are some of the guys there.
Yeah, there you go.
But I've seen I think when I went in, you had on your desk, or someone had brought in their little pile of dreams, I called it.
Yes.
And it was so cute. You know, there was a piece of napkin, a little note, a Post-it note here, a Post-it note there. You know, just someone's vision of what they have in store for a family goal. You know, and as families expand, sometimes we have to expand our homes. And so you do build-owns, or do you redesign? Now, I know Gary does remodeling. Like, I think we have some pictures of you doing remodeling of kitchens and bathrooms. I've seen one of the ones that you did. Amazing. I mean, it was an amazing job. I've talked to Webby about, you think Gary could come in here and redesign our bathroom? So anyway, I'm twisting his arm a little bit. But, when we start dreaming those things, that's all I can do is dream. I can't do what you do, Bob, and draw a plan. Now, I could give a person a plan for a relationship, but I can't give a person a plan for a remodeling of a bathroom. But you will do the simplest to the most complicated design, is what I'm understanding.
That's right. We will do full plans for new construction from the ground up. If you're building a new home, we do plans for remodels just on the interior or in additions. We also do plans for light commercial, like churches, restaurants, strip malls, anything like that.
Wow.
We can help you with that too.
Didn't know that. That's pretty cool. And staff, again, working with staff is very, very important. Gary, I've heard amazing compliments about your staff, how friendly, but how respectable they are, and respectful to people. And I just think that that's so cool So I love it that, that you have been, my title sponsor, and it means a lot to me because, I know your character. I know that you're an amazing, godly man, and, that you stand behind your word. Your integrity to me is just everything. And Bob, that's all I've heard about you. Everybody that knows you, and of course, my husband's familiar with you too. You're a man of integrity. And what more can you say? I tell young girls all the time when they come to mentor me, look for a man of integrity. Look for a man of integrity. And so here we go. We've got two right here. And guys, we're going to come back and we're going to visit with them again after we're going to do a Q&A, because this husband, is he controlling or is he not? We'll find that out, but we'll address this, and then we'll come back and visit with Bob Linnert of Better by Design and Gary Green of Guaranteed Total Construction right here on Just Ask Joyce, so don't go away.
You're watching Just Ask Joyce, where real life and family values connect. Just Ask Joyce is brought to you by Guaranteed Total Construction, Window World, Nans and Crafts Florists, Squire Boone Caverns, and About Face Spa and Salon.
And welcome back to Just Ask Joyce. Again, I'm your Family Life Fix-It Pro, and you're going to find out how I'm going to give you a plan to fix some problems. If you have a relationship issue, you should write me, justaskjoyce@gmail.com, and let me get you fit for life and love. All right. We have from our Window World email bag, we have a question from a wife who says, Joyce, my husband doesn't let me make any decision in the family. I can't even decide what colors to paint a room or even choose a throw pillow for the couch without his input. It frustrates me. He's a great guy, but this drives me crazy. Is it control? Now, let me just say, it could be control, but what it could be, and let me just say, you and I will have to have a little bit more conversation about this, because it's control, I think, if whatever you do, your decision does not carry any weight at all. That it's his way or no way. And so we might be dealing with a control issue, but I don't know, you didn't give me enough particulars about that. But it could be that he just wants to be one of those men who makes family decisions a corporate decision between you and him. But I don't know. But I'm going to give you some tips to help you. And again, you and I can talk more. But listen, number one, take control of what you can. Take control of what you can. And I'll just tell you, you might just kind of eke into this thing. Like, what is he going to do if you buy a throw pillow? Is he going to throw you out of the house if you buy a throw pillow? Just test the water, put it on, and then, talk about it, all right? When you've bought that throw pillow and if he pitches a fit, let's talk about it. And that's my second point. Talk, balk, and chalk. All right, so you sit down and you talk about it. Let's talk about this. This is driving me crazy. I love you. You're a great guy. You're a wonderful father, husband, but you are driving me crazy with this. Can we just try something different? And you need to balk. Now, I'm just going to say you need to find your backbone with this, all right? Because sometimes people can only control you if you give them permission. And you may be giving him a little bit permission by not finding your backbone and balking about things a little bit, and just use a little bit of assertiveness on your own with the right words. Right words are always important, and then chalk it up, like, okay, so we learned this lesson, let's chalk it up and let's move on to something else, but just find out how much you can, a little bit by little bit, get back control. But I would tell you on the third point, work it out or get help. If you two can't work it out together, do not wait until all of these issues start piling up. You're frustrated beyond measure. You find yourself thinking you're falling out of love with your husband because you don't like this particular point that he is, that's driving you nuts, all right? Because that may be a quirk of his, or again, it may just be a way to have, corporate decisions. But, if he doesn't let you make any decision, that does concern me a little bit. But get help from someone like me or a counselor. I'm only a mentor. I am cheaper than counselors in that I don't charge. But, but whatever it is, get help. All right, write me, justaskjoyce@gmail.com. But let me close by this, giving you my quote for the day, because you have to remember this. 2 heads are better than one. and necessary in marital decisions. Now, sometimes, two heads will be better than one. I think that you can make a decision about a throw pillow or a color of paint, but, in big decisions, two heads are always better than one, and you guys are going to have a much better marriage if you learn to work together, right? When we come back, I'll just put a little bow on this, kind of tying it into our two guests today, because I have some exciting news that I'd like to share with you after this short break. Don't go away. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Joyce Oglesby, Family Life Fix-It Pro, and of course, host of the Just Ask Joyce show that you are watching. Make sure that you write me, justaskjoyce@gmail.com. Take down the number that you see right there on the screen. Sometime Joyce will put that up. You make sure you call me if you have a relationship question, all right? But I want to share with you, it's kind of an exciting thing to me because tomorrow I'll be in Kansas City, and I will be speaking to the Gideons International Convention. Now, that's been a long time prayer of mine. It's been something that I have prayed to God to let me speak to the National Gideons Association. Little did I know that He had in store for me by design that I would be speaking to the International Association. You see, as a young girl, a Gideon put a Bible in my hand in elementary school, and that is why I sit before you today. That is why I helped hundreds and hundreds and probably thousands of people along the way with my story. You see, God has a plan for us. He has a design for our lives. He tells us so in Jeremiah because He says, I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. See, it's a declaration, you see. Declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope in a future. Well, sometimes man comes along and they thwart those plans. In my family, my dad and some of the other things that happened to me decided to go against God's design for my life. But that Gideon putting a Bible in my hand got me back on track. God gave me another plan. I met my minister husband. The rest is history. And here I do, today am doing what God had in mind for me all along, but He chose to use the plan that man had in mind for me, which was to bring me harm. But you see, so I just felt like that story was so necessary today to tie together my two guests, the builder and the designer and the constructor. You see, because you have to have a great foundation. And so why not start out with the best foundation? And God gives us that foundation. He tells us in Psalm 139 that, I formed you in the womb. I formed you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. So that's your foundation. And then all the rest, if you have a bad second layer of foundation like I did in my home life, you can rebuild it, you can remodel it, you can restore it, and it can be better than ever before. So you think about me while I'm at the Gideons, thanking them for their new design in my life, what God has made for me all along. Don't go away. We'll be back to visit Bob and Gary after this short break. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have to give a lot of love to these beautiful flowers here. They are sweet summer vibes exuding from all of these hydrangeas from Nance and Craft. Make sure that you love your special someone with Nance and Craft. They're the best. And talking about the best, Gary Green of Guaranteed Total Construction, Bob Linnert of Better by Design. They are the best in the Kentuckiana area, I'm telling you. Gary, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, because what about if I don't know what my problem is at my home, but I know there's something happening? So can you come out and help me?
For sure. So I have an office manager. We'll set up an appointment. Our crew will come out. We'll look. If it's an exterior, we'll get up on the roof. Every homeowner has insurance. We pay premiums for that every month. So we'll look and we'll see if a claim is filed, is it even going to be worth your time?
Right.
We'll meet with we'll give the homeowner our opinion. Should they file a claim? If not, we'll give them a cash quote. As you said earlier, we're more than competitive. And then if they do file a claim, we'll come out and meet with the adjuster. So we're kind of like the attorney for the homeowner, and we help get their best bang for their buck, so to speak.
I like that.
And then we'll just take it and run from there. So yeah, free estimates. We come out and we'll go with you.
That's so cool. Now, guys, get you a pen and paper because you're going to want to write down these numbers, because even if you're not in the market to build a home or remodel, or maybe you don't have a leak yet, you never know when you will, and you want these numbers on hand, all right? And so Bob, he does free estimates. What about you? I mean, can I come in and consult with you if I'm about to build something? As an individual, I don't
Absolutely.
even have a builder. Can I do that?
Absolutely, yes you can. We will work directly with builders, of course, but we also work with individual homeowners on additions, remodeling, or building a complete brand new home. And one thing we pride ourselves on is that when you come in as a homeowner, and maybe you've never built a new home before and have no idea where to start.
Right. It's scary.
It is. We pride ourselves on helping you walk through that situation, that process. We have several articles on our website that will be helpful to you. We love to teach people each step of the way and help them through that process. When Gary and his team come in, we talk the same language. So
Right.
we maybe meet for 5 or 10 minutes about a certain project. But when you come in and you're inexperienced in the building process, we'll spend an hour with you or whatever it takes. And we don't charge for the first meeting in our office if you choose to walk out and
yeah.
come back another day or not come back at all. There's no charge for that initial
No charge for meeting a
consultation.
great person.
Oh, well,
That's
thank
right. Well, again, I say that for both of you guys. And, you know, there's a lot of pride in my heart right now, just, you know, introducing you officially, showing your faces, your handsome faces to the audience, because, you know, again, I like standing behind the people that stand behind me. And I want to thank you both for being a part of Just Ask Joyce, making it possible, but making my viewers happy. Because let me tell you, they'll let me know if they don't. And then I'm coming after you. That's just the way it is. But anyway, thank you so much, guys,
Thank you.
for that. And again, Jason's going to put those numbers up there for you guys. Make sure that you call Bob Linnert, Better by Design, Gary Green, Guaranteed Construction. You see him all the time on my show. They do it all. And they do it all with pride. And they do it all with integrity. So, all right, guys, what a packed show you had on Just Ask Joyce today. Make sure, again, if you need a relationship expert, you know her, all right? So write me, Just Ask Joyce at, well, that's justaskjoyce.com is my website. Go there. But you can write me, justaskjoyce@gmail.com, or contact me right there on my website and pick up my books for your resources, because you want a family that's strong for sure. All right, until next time, I'm Joyce Oglesby, your Family Life Fixer Pro, and in the meantime, as you well know, I'm in battle for His cause.